This file is made possible by the support of my wonderful patrons. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome, I'm MrSnake and you are amazing. Now the usual caveats apply. Do not listen to this file if driving, operating heavy machinery or doing anything that requires your utmost attention. Only listen when it's safe and appropriate to do so. Now having said that, let's begin. I want you to get yourself really comfortable. Get yourself nice and comfortable whether you're sitting in a chair or lying on your bed or lying on the sofa. Just get yourself amazingly comfortable. And you know, different people go into different trances in different ways. Some people sink, drop, fall. Some people notice their limbs becoming heavier. Some people might feel their limbs becoming lighter. And whichever way you go into trance, that's okay. That's the way you're supposed to go into trance. So if you are sinking down into the surface you're resting on, that's good. And if you feel light and floaty, almost like you're swaying to and fro, then that's okay too. And if you've listened to my files before, you'll find it amazingly easy to go back into trance, just for me. And if you're a first-time listener, then welcome aboard. It's great to have you here. And you'll go into trance in whichever way is right, safe and appropriate for you to do so as well. And if for any reason you need to come out of trance, you'll be able to come out of trance effortlessly without any problems whatsoever. So now you can just let yourself become even more comfortable than you were before. Now you can just let my words take effect. Follow the suggestions. Allow yourself to relax. It might even help if you can visualize the words as they start to sink into your mind. Become aware of your breathing, the gentle rise and fall of your chest that happens naturally all by itself. Notice how your breathing is becoming slower. Noticing how you relax even more with every breath out. Almost like you're breathing in hypnosis. And then just allowing any kind of tension, stress, or anxiety to just flow out of your body each time you exhale, with each breath out. And you can let your attention wander. You can allow your focus to wander over your body. And I want you to focus in on where you feel most relaxed. Do you feel most relaxed? Maybe in your feet, or your hands, your legs, your arms, or maybe that rise and fall of your chest that happens all by yourself is just relaxing you even deeper as you focus on maybe how your left hand starts to just feel heavier and sink and drop. Really focus your attention on that left hand. And does it feel cooler or warmer than it did before? Or does it feel exactly the same as it did? Is it heavier? Is it lighter? Is it tingling, pulsing, or throbbing? And now allow your attention to wander over to your right hand. And then think about how does it feel compared to your left hand? Is it becoming more relaxed? Are the muscles in your hand opening up, becoming loose and limp? Does it feel heavier or lighter? Or does it feel the same? Does it feel cooler or warmer? Or does it feel the same? And now I want you to let your attention and your focus just meander up to your neck. Notice the muscles in your neck. Do they feel more relaxed than they did before? Is your head sinking down into the surface it's resting against? Does it feel warmer or cooler? Does it feel heavier than before? Are those muscles becoming loose and limp and relaxed? Now let your focus and attention wander down to your shoulders. Let that attention wander down to your shoulders. And are those muscles feeling loose and limp and relaxed? I bet they are. And notice, how do the muscles in your shoulders feel? And if you need to move and wiggle around a little bit, that's okay. You can adjust for comfort as necessary. How do your shoulders feel now? Do they feel more calm and relaxed? Do you feel your shoulders starting to sink down into the surface you're resting on? Do your shoulders maybe feel a little bit warmer than before? Is there a change in temperature and they're cooler? Or do they feel just right? And so let your attention wander down your back. How the muscles feel. Are they relaxing? Are they becoming more loose, limp? Is there a change in temperature and sensation on your back? Does it feel lighter than before? Or maybe those muscles feel heavier than before and they're sinking down into the surface that you're relaxing on right now. And now you can let your attention move. You can scan down your chest and torso, over your abdomen. How do all of those muscles feel? I imagine that they're starting to feel loose and limp and relaxed as well. I'd imagine that they're really starting to just feel so relaxed. And because you're thinking about the muscles in your chest and abdomen, you're probably thinking again about your breathing. How it's become even more relaxed. How it's even more at a pace that's just right for you right now. And now you can let your attention wander down to your feet. How do your feet feel? Are they starting to sink down into the surface you're resting upon? Becoming heavier or lighter? Cooler or warmer? Are there any tingles in your feet? And maybe that relaxation is spread from your feet all the way up over your ankles. And now you're scanning and thinking, and your attention is fully focused upon your calf muscles. Are those muscles becoming more loose, more limp and more relaxed than they were before? Or maybe they were so relaxed that you didn't even notice how relaxed they were. And how relaxed they are right now. And it might be that your attention and that relaxation wanders up over your knees, into your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. And notice how those muscles are maybe again more relaxed than you ever imagined or thought or knew they were. All of those muscles in your legs that carry your weight all day long, becoming more loose, becoming even more limp, even more relaxed. Maybe they're becoming so loose and limp that they feel heavy, and they really do sink down into the surface you're resting upon. And so now your entire body's become relaxed. And because your body's relaxed, well, naturally, it goes without saying that your mind is relaxed. Because the amazing connection between mind and body, body and mind, when one relaxes, the other relaxes. And your body's relaxed so much that you could get up and move, but you really don't want to. Your conscious mind doesn't want you to move, and your unconscious mind is more than happy to stay in this delightful trance, this amazing sensation of allowing me to make suggestions that you naturally and intuitively follow. Because as we both know, obedience is pleasure and pleasure is obedience. And so the more you relax, the deeper you go, and the deeper you go, the more you want to relax. And I want you to just imagine in your mind, if my words were kind of serpentine as well, if every word you hear right now began wrapping around, I don't know, maybe your feet, binding your feet to the surface you rest upon, and maybe my words would move up over your calves, binding your calves to the very surface you're resting upon. And then if I spoke more, then maybe those words would coil like a serpent just around your knees and start winding their way around your legs. That's right, you can feel those words coiling their way around your thighs and your quads, binding you down into place, restraining you. And you could move, but you really don't want to, as you enjoy this experience. And as I speak more, you can feel those words wrap their way around your torso, over your chest, around your back, binding you down into the surface you're resting on. And as my serpentine words wind their way over your shoulders, coiling around the tops of your arms, over your biceps and triceps, fixing them firmly in place. So you couldn't move even if you wanted to, but you really don't want to. Because the words feel so good, maybe they tingle, pulse and throb over your body. And those words work their way down over your forearms, down all the way to your hands, binding you completely in place. The weight of the words, the suggestions and the commands that I'm giving you, holding you, fixing you in place. You could try to move, but what would be the point? You're fixed right where you are, fixed there, held in place, almost like you're glued in place, almost. Bound, captive, and enjoying the experience. Because you're enjoying this wonderful form of hypnotic restraint. Allowing yourself to experience the joys and pleasures of restraint. And it may be that those coils that are wrapped around you, that I've put around you right now, maybe each word resonates and vibrates in a different way, in a different fashion. Maybe they tingle, pulse and throb in ways that you hadn't expected them to. As you're bound, fixed and constrained in place. Words are restraining you, keeping you where you are right now. And isn't it amazing that you can enjoy exactly what these words can do for you, what the power of suggestion does for you? Giving me such control right now. Knowing that obedience is pleasure, pleasure is obedience. And so when you obey my commands and follow my suggestions, you automatically feel great pleasure in that. And you can take pride in being such a good subject, fixed, bound in place, restrained by the words and suggestions that I make. the words that I use that are binding you, restraining you, tying you in place. Your body held in place by the weight of my words, by the weight of my suggestions, by the power of suggestion, by hypnosis. And doesn't it feel just so damn good to allow yourself this pleasure, this sensation, this wonderful feeling of calm and restraint that you feel right now? And you know, restraint and bondage can bring this wonderful, peaceful feeling of Zen. This wonderful feeling of nirvana, at oneness with everything. Your mind freed of any anxiety. Calmness, stillness, and peace are with you right now, as you allow yourself to experience this amazing sensation, maybe multiple sensations, as the words are coiled around you, always comfortable, not too tight, but just enough to keep you fixed in place. And you can take this delightful feeling of contentment and well-being with you all week long. Because you've been such a good subject, I'm leaving the suggestion here that you will feel amazingly calm and relaxed this week, as a special treat for being such a good subject. So I want you to enjoy this experience of being restrained and fixed in place. Let your mind wander. And I'm going to leave you there for a minute or two, and then I'm going to come back. And I'm going to count from 1 up to 5. And when I reach 5, you'll be able to come out of trance, free of suggestion. But for now, enjoy that restraint. Let those words coil around you. Let them tingle, pulse, and throb in whichever way is safe and appropriate for you. And I'll return in 1 minute's time. And now I'm back. And in a few moments I'm going to count from 1 all the way up to 5. And when I reach 5, you're going to come out of trance, freed of any suggestions that aren't right or appropriate for you. Your body returning to its normal state. And you'll feel amazingly calm and relaxed. 1, coming up out of trance. Your body returning to normal, becoming more alert. 2, feeling so good that calm and relaxation can stay with you all week long. 3, your body returning completely to normal. You may want to move, you may want to stretch, wiggle your toes. 4, coming up out of trance, feeling amazingly good. And 5, eyes open, coming out of trance, feeling calm and relaxed, your body return to normal. Freed of any suggestions that aren't right and appropriate for you right now. And once again, I'd like to thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed your experience. If you enjoyed your experience, make sure to leave a comment below. and have an amazing day or evening.